Hey everyone, welcome to Draw My Life. It's a pretty popular tag that's going on right now. I loved doing this. It was a really neat sort of process. It took a bit of time, but I don't know, I suggest everyone do it. Go through your past. It's kind of cool what you'll find out. 1975, Bowmanville, Ontario, at Bowmanville High School. My parents met. There's my mom and my dad. My mom had just moved to Bowmanville for grade 13, and they met in their last year of high school. And then they were off to college. They went into Toronto. My dad became a welder, and my mom was a hygienist. They spent some time getting their lives together, and in 1975 they got married. It was in May, just before the summer, and they had a beautiful wedding. They bought their first house in Pickering, Ontario, and they had their first baby in 1983, and that was me, a baby girl. In 1984, they had my brother a year and 1 day later. Really close together. My brother and I were really close growing up. We still are. Obviously, you have some kind of problems, but I was a big sister, and then he eventually turned into my big brother, as he stands like a foot taller than me. Then I started kindergarten at a French school. Started there, was only there for 1 year, and then we moved out of Whitby, and we decided to go back to Bowmanville, where my parents met. They bought this beautiful old century home. I loved that house. It was so pretty. And then I started first grade, went to a brand new school again, and then I was at Ontario Street Public School, which was a French immersion school as well. And I loved it there. We had so much fun. It was just this tiny little school, like 300 kids, and we had a choir, and I met some of my best friends there, and the occasional girl fight, obviously. It's usually what happens when you grow up, right? And then we went on to Bowmanville Senior Public School, which was a junior high for grades 7 and 8s. All the 7 and 8s from Bowmanville all went to the same school. So our French immersion program was put in with all the other kids. We got made fun of a little bit for some very strange reason because we could speak French. Who knows? Kind of silly, stupid. We never really quite understood why. If anything, it made us stronger, and that's cool too, right? We were having way too much fun, having little dance parties at our parents' houses. We had way too much fun. We, slow dancing and stuff like that. We did a play called Oliver in grade 8. I did set design and a ton of makeup. And this is sort of where I realized that I really wanted to, indulge myself in the arts. And that was a really fun time. Next year, we went on to Bowmanville High School, which goes from grade 9 to OAC at the time. I started grade 9 with a mouthful of braces. Didn't bother me that much, but it wasn't, a favorite memory or anything like that. There was 6 of us girls that were really, really close. We did a lot together. We sort of stuck by each other through high school, which was good because we had a good, core little group. But as things go, people break up and stop talking, and I'm still close with 2 of them, and they're my best friends. I love them to pieces. And this is sort of where I fell into the art community. I did lots of photography. I was in love with the whole thing. We did art shows and we painted the school, and I just loved the whole community, and just had a lot of fun. My girlfriends and I did a lot of other stuff other than school. We did tons of camping. We had summer jobs. We did all kinds of really fun stuff growing up. I loved every second of it. We were camping a lot. We used to get this island at my aunt's trailer park, and we would rent the island out for 3-4 days, and we'd have some drinks and indulge in some other experimenting, and we just had so much fun. I loved it. I have extremely fond memories of that entire part of our lives. In grade 10, I met a boy. And we were sort of high school sweethearts through school. I had a couple other boyfriends, but we always seemed to reconnect in between all those other guys. And he was sort of, a big part of my high school and a big part of my growing up. he saw me through a lot, and it was cool. We had a really good little relationship. And then a few years later, we graduated, and it was so much fun. We hated our prom, but we had so much fun at our after party, which was a big camping outing with a whole bunch of other schools, and we had just so much fun. Loved it. And then after we graduated, I went to London, and my two other girlfriends went to Peterborough to go to university. And then I made the big move to London, and I moved in with 3 people that I had no idea who they were. They were brand new people to my life. At first I was extremely apprehensive and nervous, but eventually got to know each other and really liked each other, and it made my first year really great. And I was just happy to be on my own. I loved it. It was, growing up. Going to Fanshawe, I did a 3-year graphic design program. I met some really wonderful people through that whole experience. It was awesome. My first semester, I got a phone call from my mom at home. A rather disturbing phone call. I was pretty upset. And she had told me that she had cancer. And I wasn't sure what I should do. I wanted to go back home and be home, but she really wanted me to stay in school, and she did not want me to leave London. She was pretty adamant. My mom was a very strong person. She was given only a few months to live and ended up living a lot longer than that. She was just so adamant that she was going to be fine. My dad and my Aunt Janice, 2 of her biggest supporters. We had lots of other supporters, but there was so much love and support, and I thank you all for, showing my mom that kind of support, and I know it filled her heart as well. A few months after that, my high school sweetheart and I had broken up. It was a bit of a sad breakup. I was in London and he was in Bowmanville. It was just too far away for each other, and we were drifting and growing apart, as people do when they're not together all the time. It was sad. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but the whole thing just kind of sucked. So then I was sort of left like, what do I do? Is my mom going to be okay? She was in and out of hospital all the time. I wasn't sure about what I could do at school, my grades. I was constantly emotional, and the whole thing just really sucked. It was too much pulling from either side. My London family, who I met at school and through friends in other programs, and they made things a little easier for me, having that support in London. And I love you all. I know there's too many of you to draw, and I love all of my London family. Summer break, I went back home for the summer. Had a great summer. I was able to spend some time with my mom and my girlfriend, who was home that summer too. My mom was going through chemo and radiation and any kind of experimental drug that she could possibly try. She tried anything they were willing to give her. And she, like I said, super strong. Mutual friend of my brother and I, Carly, she had mentioned something about a summer camp, and they needed counselors, and she had asked my brother if my brother wanted to go. Then my brother was talking about it, and my girlfriend and I got really interested. So we all went for interviews, we all got accepted, and we went to Easter Seals Marywood Camp for the summer. We got in my mom's green van, took off down the highway to Ottawa area, and we had so much fun. We met some amazing people, so much love. It was an amazing, amazing summer. Now, my biggest memory from Marywood Camp, alongside all of the amazing people we met, was Parents' Day. And my aunt and uncle, and my dad, and my mom, which will be in front of me, here she is. They all came out and for Parents' Day, and it was the last time I really saw my mom up and about and singing, and she was a big lover of music and dancing, and she was so happy to be there. It was truly, truly an amazing day, and it stands out in my mind like it happened yesterday. It was just amazing. Back to school in September. This time my brother was accepted to Fanshawe, and he came with me. He lived in one of the rooms in the basement of the house. We went back in my mom's car, drove back to London. and he was in school for 2 years, and then I had 2 more years remaining. Just before the second year, the beginning of second year, I was with my girlfriend Renee, and she had mentioned, talked about this guy that I might like, and we went on and on about it, and I kind of said like, "Ooh, who's that guy?" And she goes, "Oh God, that's Dan. You really like him. You guys are like the same person." Dan sort of asked me to be his girlfriend, and I was going through a very hard time with my mom being sick, and I said yes the next day. And my girlfriend was like, "What do you, just do it. Who cares? You can break up with him if it doesn't work out." And about a month later, in November, my mom had passed away. It was a huge blow to my family. She's now our guardian angel, and my brother made this beautiful song that he played at her funeral. It touches my heart every time I think about it. We love you and we miss you so much, Mom, and we know that you're watching over us big time. Thank you. I was back home for a few weeks after Mom had passed away, and Dan and I were just starting a new relationship, and we were talking over MSN about not being able to see each other, and I had told him that my mom had passed away, and that was the first time he told me that his mom had died as well when he was about 15 years old, and I was so sad for him, but it was something that really brought us together and made us very strong, and I love him. He's always there for me. That was a big moment in our lives. I want to thank everybody for the love and support they've shown my entire family, and we love my mom so much, and everyone's just been so amazing through this whole thing. And honestly, all you really need is love. Love, love, love. That's all you need. And then 2 years after that, I had graduated Fanshawe. I was super excited to have done a 3-year diploma program, and I loved graphic design and just wasn't quite sure how I would fit in and sort of what I would do next. London's not a big area for graphic design, and I just didn't know what to do. Dan and I moved into our first apartment. We were working together at the same time in a kitchen, and it was a little stressful, put a little bit of strain on our relationship, but in the end we pulled through it, and we were trying to decide what to do next. Everyone was moving to BC and weren't sure if we wanted to. And then I was thinking about hair school. Hair school was always sort of in the back of my mind. It's what I did through high school as a part-time job, and had to make this huge decision. I went to hair school, 10 months, big expensive bill, super boring. I hated it. Hair school is not fun. We got our first dog, Lucy. She's filled our lives with a little bit more love, and she's 6 years old now, and we just love her to pieces. So even though I hated hair school, I had finally found what I really, really wanted to do, and had kind of known it all along and just didn't quite realize it, I guess. Dan and I had started our apprenticeships. He started his apprenticeship for his Red Seal, which is a certification for chefs, and we were working our tails off, working tons of hours. We had a cute little apartment. We wrote our exams, we got our certifications, and it was such a nice relief to have all that done, and we could continue on these career paths. We worked our butts off. And then I was sort of thinking about, can I become my own boss? Is this super risky? Can I do this? My girlfriend Lindsay and I were unhappy where we were and planning on leaving, and we did. We did so well, and we were finally our own bosses, and we were just so much happier and just sort of really loving our lives at the moment. It was a really cool time. Then it came time to buy a house. We were renting for a few years and just wasting our money. Dan's dad had helped us find this first homeowners program, which helped us out with some money, and it was just amazing. It was just so awesome. We were on a family trip in Las Vegas with my aunt and uncle and my cousin and her boyfriend at the time. And the 6 of us had such a fun time. And Dan had a little surprise up his sleeve. He asked me to marry him. He totally took me by surprise. I had no idea. But I was extremely happy and welled up, and we were crying, and there was people all over the place. Which took us to my dad's farm, which is called Ridgeview Farm. And we had our wedding there on my dad's front lawn, and we had tents and family, and it was awesome. We went to Europe for our honeymoon. We went to Amsterdam, Nice, and Rome, over 3 weeks, and we had a blast. It was probably the best time we've ever had. It was just so good. We got our second puppy, Beans, who is a little boy, and he's just amazing. He's so cute. He's a bit of a troublemaker, but he's a good boy. He's a real doll. He's just really sweet. 2 of my girlfriends, Lisa and Marina, had decided to buy their own shop, build it from the ground up, which I got to be a part of to help open it up, which was really awesome. They called it Studio Couture London, and we have a huge group of girls there. We've been open almost a year now. Amazing group of people. I love all these girls so much. We have so much fun. We have a full-on gym and aesthetics and a ton of stylists to go and see, and it's just amazing. I love all those girls so much. Thank you, Lisa and Marina, for opening up the shop and giving us this opportunity to have all of this amazing exposure, especially where we are. See me counting the girls, making sure I don't forget anybody. There's a lot of us. Group pictures are pretty funny to get going, that's for sure. I love my work family. You guys are amazing. Just a wonderful team. Dan has just been recently promoted to chef de cuisine, and he's doing so well in his career. I'm so proud of him. Big proud wife. He's such an amazing man, and I love him so much. Thank you so much for watching. Be grateful, take risks, live your life. That's all I have to say for you guys today. And thanks again for watching. I loved doing this, such a cool little project. Dan produced the music at sohobeats.com. Thank you, honey. You did a great job. And that's the end. Well, for now, talk to you soon, guys. Thank you so much. Please subscribe if you're feeling up to it, and we'll see you in the next video. Mwah!